Hey folks, I've been asked to take a look in Final Cut Pro how to do a bouncing ball animation over some lyrics, the kind of thing you'd see on a karaoke track, like this.
Jingle, 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 you will hear my sleigh bells ring. I am old Chris.
Okay, so just do the first couple of lyrics. So obviously it consists of our final video here. I've just used a bit of stock video for this, but obviously that's going to be whatever video you're using as the bottom track. On top of that, so let's just start this from scratch. Okay, I've got my, I'm going to right click here, just create a new project from this. I'll call it subs 2. Okay, so you've probably already got a video that you've finished wanting to add some lyrics and some animation to this. I'll put my song in. Okay, I'll skip the intro bit. I'll just okay, so here's where the lyrics start. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, you'll notice on this one I also added a little kind of about 50% opacity black bar to help the lyrics stand out. Okay, you know, without that, if I press the V key, you can see just it still looks good because I've got a bit of drop shadow on there, so it still works. But sometimes you might just need that little kind of text box to help you see the lyrics. It's up to you, however you decide to do it. But I'm going to do that on this. Okay, and to do that, I can simply go into the generators here. Okay, we've got titles and generators, and in generators I'm just going to do a custom shape. There it is, and you'll see there that what I've got over there is just a black shape. So I need to just trim this, so I can go into here and choose crop. Okay, and I can just crop this down like so, and maybe like this. So here we go, cropping it, just there we go. So I've got this here, and I'm also going to go into the settings here, just click at the top right, click on the video layer, and I'll take the opacity down, say let's just type in 50. Okay, 50%, so I can still see what's underneath. Okay, and I'll just click on there to get rid of that bounding box. But I've now got basically a little strip across the bottom which will help the text stand out. So that's stage 1. Next thing I need to do is put the lyrics in first. So before we do any kind of bouncing ball animation, I'm going to go through the entire song and do the lyrics. Okay, so I'm going to use titles here, and I'm just going to use basic title. Okay, I'm going to just drop that on. Okay, you can see there, got title. I'm just going to type in here the first lyric, jingle, jingle, jingle. Okay, put a space in there. I'll make sure it's aligned to the center. If I just go back, press A to go back to my selection tool. Or just click out. Actually, just click outside. I can then sort of move this, grab it and move it, and I'll just use that yellow line you see there, so I can snap it to the middle. Okay, so it's nicely in the center of the screen. Probably want to have a nicer font, something a bit more Christmassy. Okay, so I don't know, something like that, or that's quite fun. Whatever font you want, it doesn't really matter. That's entirely kind of your preference there. Okay, and so lots of fun fonts you could use. Okay, so I'm just going to go with that nice chunky. This one I quite like, nice and chunky. I might make that a little bigger too. Okay, and just kind of move it in the middle. Okay, so I've got some nice chunky text there. And then what I need to do is I can use this and just keep duplicating this.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
So here, that's the end of that line. So I'm just going to trim that in. And the quick way to duplicate something on the timeline is to press the Alt key. So I'll just press the Alt key and I'll drag this to the next line. And
you will hear my sleigh bells ring.
Okay, so I've got this, and I can take this and just change it to You will hear my sleigh bells ring. Okay, so I'm terrible at typing. Okay, I'll put that in. See. Okay, I've got that. So I'll just do the first two. But obviously, I just go through the whole track and I just alt-click to make a copy of this. And rather than going back to here, because then I'd have to reformat every time I did a new one. But this just makes a copy, so it's got all the same font size and the same fonts and same positioning. Okay.
I am old Chris.
So then I can, start going into here. I am old. Yeah, etc. Just filling that out. Okay. So I've got now my text. Okay, so that's the first thing to do. Go through the whole song and just get your text in the right place. And obviously you can trim this and stretch this out so it fits the words.
You will hear my sleigh bells ring.
So then the next line would come there. Okay, so you can trim these and move these. And a little tip, if you want to just move these, the actual trim tool, okay, in the middle, you can slide them about. Okay, so the trim tool you'll find in here. The shortcut is T. Okay, so it's quite a handy tool if you just need to adjust, like if it starts too late, for example.
Jingle, you.
See, the word starts there, but it's still on jingle, jingle, jingle. So I can just drag that back. Okay.
You will hear my.
So I'll probably go through the whole thing, type out the text, and then just use that trim tool just to adjust, make sure it's changing at the right points. Okay, so we've got the text, got the text box, and now I'm going to add a little animated bouncing ball to this. So again, in my project, okay, I've imported a file, okay, a little pudding here. If I just wanted to use a shape, I could go to the generators and drop a shape on. Okay, and I could go into the colours here and pick change my colours, whatever I want. I could take the roundness. Okay, I could change the size there, and then we can move that about and animate that. But instead of the shape, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to use this pudding. Okay, I'm just going to drop this on top, and again, I've got snapping on here. Okay, you can see here, snapping, N is the shortcut, and that just helps me snap, okay, so that it's the same length as the first phrase. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this down, like so. Or I can do it from this menu here. If I click on this little square, I'll go to the transform menu, transform, like that, and that lets you just do it on the screen rather than in this window. Okay, so I've got myself a small pudding there, and I'm just going to move that just over here, like so, just off the screen. Okay, that's going to be my start point. Okay, and then I'm going to just duplicate this the same way as before. I'm going to make a copy, and I'm going to make it the same size, same length as this one. And for every kind of text layer I've got, say if I've got a third one and a fourth, I'm just going to do that. So I've got basically at the start of every text layer is a Christmas pudding over on the left, or a circle, or whatever like item you want to make bounce. Okay. So I've now got all this. All I need to do now, I've got all the lyrics. I've got lots of puddings lined up and raring to go. Now I just need to do some animation. Okay, so I'll just click on done here to get rid of that window for a moment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and I'm going to click on this layer here. I'm going to go to transform. Again, if this window is not open, you just click here. Okay, there's a video settings here. And you can see here, what we're going to do is add something called a keyframe, which is what you can use for animation. So if I add a keyframe here, it means that at the start, it's going to start on this side. And then I'm going to go to where it says jingle. Okay, so I'm just going to click on transform here to get that back. And I can, oops. And what I just need to do is just just size the window down a little bit. Okay, so I can just see the edge. And I'm going to just drag this over. And if I hold down the shift key as a drag, it'll keep it going in a straight line. So I'm going to go jingle.
Jingle,
And then the jingle. And I'm just...
jingle, jingle.
The jingle.
You.
And then before it gets to there, next line, okay, I'm just going to come back and I'm going to drag it off the edge. So it's going to do this.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. You will.
Okay, so what I just need to do now is go and just move along. And so I'll just expand the timeline so you can see a little better. Okay, so I'm just going to move forward a little bit, about halfway there. And I'm going to move this up. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, and I'm going to move this up. Okay, like so. And then I'm going to go in between here. Same thing. I'm going to move this up. Okay, so it's a little bit, it's a bit time consuming, but this is really the only way you can do it, because there isn't any kind of automation that will kind of match things to your words. Okay, but now I've got
jingle, jingle, jingle. You will hear.
Now on this one, again, I've got this here. I'm going to add my first keyframe, and then
You will.
here, and if I hold down shift, keep it straight. Sometimes if the fast lines, I might just
Hear my.
go to I might skip a word. It doesn't really matter. And
I slay.
so I'll go to slay and
Bells ring.
ring. Okay, if you do too many bounces, it looks a bit messy. And then off the screen. Okay, just remember to hold down that shift key, keep it straight. And once again, just move back, just take it back, and just find about the middle point, and just drag that up. Drag that up. Okay, so here we go, dragging that up. Dragging that up. And there. And there. Okay, and I'll just put my view back to fit. Okay, so you see that, and click off there. You can see it now. So you can see now we've got
Jingle, jingle, jingle. You will hear my sleigh bells ring.
okay, and you can always play about with that. Add more bounces. If you need to play about with the timing, okay, I can always right click on here, go show video animation, and these are the little timing points, so you can move them backwards and forwards. Okay, so if I want to make that bounce a little earlier, I'll drag that a bit over here.
Bells ring.
Okay, if I wanted to get off the screen a bit faster, I can drag these in. So these are just your bounce points here.
My sleigh bells ring. I am.
Okay.
You will hear my sleigh bells ring.
Okay, so now the rest of the song I've just got to go through now. I've already done the lyrics, and I just go through and I put the bouncing balls over the lyrics and animate the position of the ball. So always remember to put a keyframe at the start, because you've already got the ball over on the left. That's your first keyframe, okay, at the start of the clip, and then you've just got to move through the clip, moving the ball. Remember, if you hold the shift key, it'll keep it in a straight line over to where the lyrics are, then go in between the lyrics, and in between just drag up the ball to give it that bounce animation. And and eventually once you get going, it won't take you too long, and you've got yourself a nice bouncing karaoke ball. Okay, thanks for watching, buddies.